sitting in the 10th spot with a whole bunch of guys that may or may not be scared to race in front of me.
Big Chief, once the top dog and list guardian on Street Outlaws, suddenly vanished. Whispers of heated fights and deep disagreements with fellow racers filled the air. For too long, he stayed quiet, leaving fans guessing. But now the silence is shattered. Big Chief is finally naming 5 Street Outlaws members he truly hated. Richard Rawlings. Street racing is all about proving who is the fastest and earning respect. Racers put their cars and their names on the line. This high-pressure world often leads to big fights and grudge matches, with racers saying sharp words and throwing down challenges. In 2017, a huge event called the Mega Race was set up. This was not just any race. It put Big Chief's famous 405 crew against Richard Rawlings' Gas Monkey Garage team. The challenge was even bigger because both teams had to build their race cars from nothing. Every part, every weld, every adjustment was on them. This meant a lot of personal pride was on the line. The main reason Big Chief felt so strongly about Richard Rawlings came from a driver change that caused a lot of trouble. At first, Aaron Kaufman, who built cars for Gas Monkey Garage, was supposed to drive their car, but Aaron left the company. Then, Richard Rawlings made a surprising move. He asked Alex Laughlin, a professional racer from the National Hot Rod Association, to drive instead. This decision made Big Chief very angry. He said clearly that he lost all respect for Richard and his team. He believed they were fine with lying, cheating, and breaking the rules they had agreed on. This idea of dishonesty, of breaking the promises they made, became the very heart of Big Chief's strong negative feelings. This fight was more than just a race. It was a clash about how racing should be done and about being honest. Big Chief saying they were lying, cheating, and breaking the rules was a strong statement about what he thought was right and wrong. The fact that the race was supposed to be about building cars from scratch and then a professional racer was brought in felt like a betrayal of the challenge's spirit. In the race itself, Alex Laughlin drove a 2015 Dodge Challenger. It had a special aluminum bullet Dodge Hemi engine. Alex had a better elapsed time, which means his car was faster over the distance. Big Chief, on the other hand, drove his famous 1970 Pontiac GTO. It had a Pontiac 482 cubic inch V8 engine. While Alex was faster, Big Chief had a better reaction time at the start. In the end, Big Chief crossed the finish line first. He won the best of 3 race, which was held at Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California. Even though Big Chief won, the bad feelings about the cheating stayed. It left a lasting mark on how Big Chief saw Richard Rawlings and his team. But if you thought a battle over rules was intense, wait until you hear about the racer who consistently took Big Chief's money, race after race. Kai Kelly. Kai Kelly, known as the fastest racer in New Orleans, first came onto the Street Outlaws show in 2014. He was asked to race against the famous Daddy Dave. It was a very close race, and Kai lost by just a tiny bit. But even though he lost, everyone wanted to see what Kai would do next. Soon, the fastest racers from all over the country started challenging him. In 2015, the famous 405 crew, including Big Chief, invited Kai to Texas for a big 16-car cash days race. This time, Kai did not just race, he won big. He did not just beat Daddy Dave, he also took down Big Chief and James Doc Love. He walked away with a big $16,000 cash prize. Many people believe that losing to Kai so many times really made Big Chief angry. Big Chief himself said that Kai was much better on the street than he had ever thought. He famously said, "Every chance I could find him, I raced him, and he beat my ass every time." Kai kept winning, taking Big Chief's money again and again in races across Texas, New Orleans, and Oklahoma. He even joked about quitting his job just to race Big Chief full-time in Oklahoma. These many losses would have been a huge hit to Big Chief's pride and his place as a top racer. The strong bad feelings here likely came from how frustrated and even embarrassed he felt from being beaten so often by another racer. This showed Big Chief's human side and that he could be beaten. Even the best can lose, and these losses can cause strong personal anger. The fact that he was always challenged and beaten by such a strong opponent made his eventual win against Kai a very important moment for him, not just a simple victory. The rivalry got even more heated in the spin-off show, Street Outlaws America's List. On this show, the top 20 racers from all over the U.S. fought every week for the #1 spot and to be known as the best in the country. In 2021, after trying many times, Big Chief finally beat Kai in a race. This was a very big deal for Big Chief, even though it only moved him to #2 on the list. People believe that before this important race, Ryan Martin had done some practice runs and shared important information with Big Chief. Big Chief then used that information to win the race. The detail about Ryan Martin sharing important information with Big Chief before his win against Kai suggests that racing was changing. Street Outlaws is shown as raw, illegal street racing. In this kind of racing, winning often depends on a driver's skill, how their car is set up, and their gut feeling on roads that are not prepared. But using data sharing hints at a more planned, almost professional way of racing. This is usually found in official drag racing, not in sudden street races. This quietly suggests that the stakes in Street Outlaws, especially on America's List, had become so high that the old street racing rules might have been bent to get an advantage. This mixing of raw street racing and data-driven professional racing connects to a bigger idea about how the show changed and why Big Chief eventually became unhappy. If winning needed outside data and working with others, it might have made him feel that the true heart of street racing was being lost. This was a feeling he later shared when he became unhappy with changes to the show and its rules. From a rival who took his cash, we move to a queen of the streets whose clash with Big Chief was all about the rules of the game itself. Precious Cooper. Precious Cooper, known as the Queen of the Streets, came from Memphis and joined Street Outlaws in 2016. She quickly got her famous nickname because she drove without fear and was very good at beating male racers on the track. The fight between Big Chief and Precious reportedly started during the filming of the second season of America's List. America's List is a Street Outlaws spin-off show that features the top 20 street racers in the whole country. Some sources say that Big Chief and Precious got into a very heated argument about the show's rules. The argument even brought in Big Chief's girlfriend, Jackie Brash, making things even more tense. Precious was reportedly very unhappy with a rule called the Race Your Way in policy. This rule let some drivers from Street Outlaws Memphis join America's List without having to go through the normal way to qualify. She felt this was unfair. But Big Chief strongly defended this policy. He, in turn, said Precious was showing favoritism toward her own team. The argument became so intense and personal that Big Chief and Jackie decided to leave the show and go home. They basically quit America's List right then and there. This was more than just a personal argument. It was a fight about whether the rules of the competition were fair and honest. The Race Your Way in rule, which might have been meant to bring in new talent, instead made some teams feel like they had an unfair advantage, especially those from Memphis. This shows a bigger problem within the Street Outlaws family. Big Chief strongly defended a rule he thought was fair. His leaving the show because he felt disrespected by the people making the show suggests that his strong feelings came from a clash of ideas about fair play and how the show was run. While neither Big Chief nor Precious has publicly said if the rumors about their argument are true or not, Big Chief did post a video on YouTube. In the video, he explained why he left America's List. He said he was unhappy with changes to the show's format and rules. He also said he felt disrespected by the production company. This event on America's List was a clear and early sign that he was getting more and more frustrated with where the show was going. This frustration would eventually lead to bigger changes in his career. This feud was a very important step towards Big Chief eventually leaving the entire Street Outlaws family. It showed how feeling that the rules were not honest and feeling disrespected by the show's producers could build up and make him completely leave a show he helped create and define. Rules and fairness were a big deal for Big Chief, but what happens when accusations turn personal, hitting at the very core of trust? Our next story reveals a betrayal that cut deep. James Reaper Go. James Reaper Go, a well-known person in the street racing world, did not agree with Big Chief's side of their arguments. He spoke out publicly. He said Big Chief was hard to work with and made other racers feel uncomfortable. Reaper went even further. He claimed that Big Chief used manipulative behavior to help himself while holding back other racers. These serious claims against Big Chief were never properly looked into. Because there was no clear answer, fans and racers were still divided. Some kept supporting Big Chief, while others sided with Reaper. This unsolved situation meant that the story remained a point of argument and guessing within the Street Outlaws community. There was no final answer to Reaper's claims. The strong feelings here came from accusations that, whether true or not, caused lasting harm to Big Chief's name and caused division among the public. This was a disagreement caused by claims about a person's character, not just about racing. This situation also shows the inner politics and power struggles within the 405 crew and the show itself. Reaper's claims, even if not proven, suggest a deeper feeling of anger or competition for power among the racers. The fact that Reaper himself faced accusations, like his car bending the rules and looking more like a prom mod, adds another layer to the story. Reaper's own time on the show also had its problems. He was known for his direct attitude and his deep love for racing. He caused a lot of talk around 2018 when rumors started that he might leave the show. Some people said his car bent the show's street racing rules because it looked more like a prom mod. A prom mod is a highly changed car, usually seen in professional drag racing, not a true street car. This led to whispers that the show's producers wanted him out. The rumors got even stronger when Reaper brought his original car, also called the Reaper, back into the spotlight. Many fans thought this meant he was getting ready to leave the main show. Reaper openly shared how frustrated he was with the show. He felt betrayed by the changes, especially about the honesty of the list and how the race master made decisions. In his opinion, what started as a close group built on respect and fair competition had lost its way. He felt that the brotherhood spirit that once made Street Outlaws feel like a family was disappearing, and he could not ignore it anymore. Even though Reaper publicly said he would quit and shared his complaints, fans were not entirely sure if he would actually leave. Some believed he had spoken out of strong feelings and would likely come back for the next season. Others believed what he said. Reactions from the rest of the cast and the wider street racing community were mixed. Some supported him, while others questioned both his claims and his reasons. This disagreement hints at Big Chief's later complaints about the show's honesty, as Reaper's frustrations with the honesty of the list and the brotherhood fading were similar to Big Chief's own reasons for leaving. If a public accusation can sting, imagine the pain when a lifelong friendship and business partnership crumbles. This next feud is perhaps the most heartbreaking of all. Sean Murder Nova Ellington. Sean Murder Nova Ellington and Justin Big Chief Shearer had a bond that went back to the 2000s. They were a powerful team. They worked together to build and tune race cars and were known for creating some of the fastest street racing machines. For years, they raced side by side on the streets of Oklahoma City. They built famous cars like the OG Murder Nova, the Crow, and the Murder Nova. They were close friends and even business partners in Midwest street cars. However, their close relationship took a dark turn because of intense rivalry and many fights. Big Chief openly said Murder Nova cheated. He claimed that Murder Nova used nitrous oxide in Season 3 and a leave button in Season 6. The leave button is a device that gives an unfair advantage by making a car start faster. These claims of breaking rules caused big arguments and deep tension between them. This was not just a fight about who was better at racing. It was a deep betrayal of trust within a very close personal and work relationship. The strong bad feelings here likely came from feeling personally betrayed and from breaking the shared rules of fair play that had been the base of their partnership. The desire to go faster can often push racers to bend or even break the rules. This drive finally forced Big Chief and Murder Nova apart. Big Chief explained in a YouTube interview that they now had different priorities. He was focusing on street racing. Meanwhile, Murder Nova had opened a shop with Phantom called 187 Customs and wanted to focus on his family and new business. This showed that while cheating claims were a big reason, the split was also caused by their lives changing and their different goals for work. It suggests that the strong bad feelings might have been made worse by a growing difference in what they wanted for the future. In January 2021, the Street Outlaws world was shocked when Big Chief and Murder Nova officially split up. Their decision to go separate ways made fans wonder about the real reasons behind the break. When asked in an interview if he was a lone wolf, Big Chief replied, "It's not by choice that I'm a lone wolf, it's just, I'm a jerk. I only know one thing, and that's racing for a living." After Big Chief left America's list, his important job as racemaster became open. Sean "Murder Nova" Ellington was chosen to fill the spot. This was not a surprise to many given Murder Nova's long history with the show. Big Chief himself said this, saying, "I'm not at all surprised they picked him." He also added that Murder Nova's personality fit the racemaster role better than his own. This showed a final, complex change in their relationship. The fact that Murder Nova became racemaster after Big Chief left adds a layer of meaning. It suggests that Big Chief's leaving created an empty spot that his former closest friend, despite their bitter fight, was thought to be the best person to fill. Big Chief's journey through the world of Street Outlaws was filled with intense rivalries and deep disagreements. These conflicts, though dramatic, were a big part of his story and the high-stakes world he lived in. They showed his passion, his strong beliefs about fairness, and the personal cost of being a top racer on a popular show. Big Chief's story reminds us that even in the fastest races, personal feelings and trust can matter more than anything.